My name is Leah Noble. I'm 15 and I'm from West Seattle, District 34. Here's my question. I learned that the right of taking fish is secured to the tribes in the Stevens Treaties. Therefore, the Supreme Court ruled in the tribe's favor, requiring the state to refrain from building or operating culverts under state-maintained roads that hinder fish passage. However, as of June 2023, this work is still incomplete. As a lawmaker, how do you plan to distribute funding to allow for WSDOT to meet the culvert removal deadline in 2030?
Leah, I appreciate your question. That's a tough question, and it has been compounded, I would say, in the last 4 months, because we have been informed by DOT that even though we will have spent $3.8 billion. We are only going, by the end of 2024, we will only be at 80% of the Supreme Court's order. We have to be at 90% by 2030. And what we found out is, even though we've spent $3.8 billion already, or will have by the end of 2024, the next 10% to get us to that 90 level is $4 billion. I mean, it's an unbelievable number. It does not make sense to me because the impact of that 10% is minimal in regards to trying to save our fish. Part of the challenge we have is that it is a court ruling, and so I would suggest that as we move forward to meet this deadline, we need to talk to the tribes and see. I mean, even to them, I don't think it would make sense that to get the 10% gain, we have to spend $4 billion. Let's see what we can work out with them that makes sense. We should also go back to the judge and say, hey, we're going to be at 80, but the amount of money that we're going to have to spend to get to that 90 or even 100% is just unreasonable. It doesn't make any sense. The other aspect of it is, as you look at these watersheds, we get to take credit as a state when we fix one of our watersheds, but that leaves the counties, the cities, and other areas where there are culverts that aren't our responsibility that continually affect those watersheds as well. So there's ways we can work it out. I think it's going to take a combination of working with the tribes and going back to the judge to make this happen.
Leah, this is such an important question. As climate change impacts Washington, our salmon are at risk of extinction, and with them, our beautiful orca are also at risk because it's all connected in this ecosystem. So we have to do better for the fish and the wildlife that we share this beautiful state with. And you're 100% right that when we agreed to treaties 150 years ago with our indigenous tribes, we made commitments that we need to meet as well. The challenge here is a lot of our roads in Washington are very old, and we've built them over the last 100 years, and we've got to go back and fix all of them while we're also trying to keep them working for people. So that takes a lot of time, and it's very complicated. So we have a good plan. We're making progress. By the end of this year, we'll be 80% of the way towards our goal. When I was teaching in community college class, 80% was a B minus. So we're at a B minus. We got to get to an A, and we've got a few more years to do it. In our budget this year, we put some more resources to get all the way to the finish line. We're going to keep on this to keep our commitment to our treaties, to our indigenous people, but also to protect our beautiful salmon and our precious orca as we move forward.